Chalo, in the last lecture we discussed reactions of alcohol where there is breaking of CO bond, means OH group is replaced by some other group. Now next type of reaction, that is oxidation of alcohol. Actually this reaction is used as distinguishing test between alcohols. So how does it work? Let us see. Oxidation. What is meant by oxidation? Oxidation is addition of oxygen or it is removal of hydrogen. So we have to either add oxygen or we have to remove hydrogen of substrate or alcohol. So which substance oxidizes alcohol? So oxidizing agent used in this reaction is either KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7 or HNO3, potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate or dilute nitric acid. These are all strong oxidizing agents. Next one is CrO3, which is called as chromic anhydride. One more is given, that is PCC, pyridinium chlorochromate. In old syllabus along with PCC, one more reagent was given, it's PDC. PCC or PDC, same role. PDC, pyridinium dichromate. This is pyridinium chlorochromate. In your book they have given only PCC. So how do they affect oxidation reaction or how do they cause oxidation of alcohol? We will see. Oxidation of alcohol, what's the order? It is very easy to oxidize primary alcohol, then secondary, then tertiary. Okay, so primary alcohol is easily oxidized as compared to secondary alcohol and tertiary alcohol. So first we will discuss oxidation of primary alcohol. RCH2OH. CH2OH is the characteristic group of alcohol. So primary alcohol, CH2OH. It reacts with strong oxidizing agent like HNO3 or K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4. They produce nascent oxygen. They provide nascent oxygen which oxidizes this alcohol. Now I always say change takes place near the functional group. Functional group used here is alcohol. So this is oxygen. Oxygen is used to do oxidation. Oxidation means removal of hydrogen. So here we use definition removal of hydrogen. So oxygen takes away hydrogen with it. It takes hydrogen of functional group. But not only of the functional group, it takes hydrogen of neighbor carbon also. So one hydrogen of this carbon and one hydrogen of this oxygen are removed as H2 and they combine with oxygen. So byproduct in the reaction might be water. They have not shown byproduct but it is water. Now one valency of this carbon is free, one valency of this oxygen is free after removal of hydrogen. So these two carbon oxygen, they form double bond with each other and we get aldehyde as the product. But if reaction is carried out in presence of such strong oxidizing agents, reaction doesn't stop at aldehydic stage. So immediately it is further oxidized to corresponding carboxylic acid. Here we use second definition of oxidation, that is addition of oxygen. Between carbon and hydrogen, oxygen is inserted. It is easy to break small size hydrogen. It is easy to detach small size hydrogen from carbon. So CH bond is broken and oxygen is inserted between carbon and hydrogen and we get carboxylic acid. Okay, I have given here one example. Suppose if it is CH3CH2OH, ethanol, and it is treated with K2Cr2O7 or any of this oxidizing agent. Okay, generally K2Cr2O7 is always taken with dilute H2SO4, but they have not mentioned here dilute H2SO4. In the next reactions of phenols, they have used H2SO4. So doesn't matter, K2Cr2O7 or K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium is also oxidizing agent. So what's the product? H and H are removed. They combine with oxygen. So two valencies of carbon oxygen become, one valency of each carbon and oxygen become free. So they form double bond. We get CH3CHO. Reaction doesn't stop at this stage because oxidizing agent used is stronger. So it further oxidizes this acetaldehyde to acetic acid. CH bond breaks and oxygen is inserted between carbon and hydrogen and we get CH3COOH. Okay. Now, suppose we don't want this acid. We want to stop reaction at aldehydic stage. Then we have to change the reagent. This reaction goes till formation of acid because of stronger oxidizing agent. If we use mild oxidizing agent or weaker oxidizing agent, then reaction stops at aldehydic stage. Aldehyde is not further oxidized to acid with the help of weak oxidizing agents like PCC or CrO3. So, ethanol is oxidized by using PCC or CrO3 and we get acetaldehyde. One very important thing in oxidation of primary alcohol is number of carbon atoms. Alcohol contains 2 carbons. Aldehyde obtained also contains 2 carbons and acid obtained by this method also contains 2 carbons. It means that when primary alcohol is oxidized to carboxylic acid, the number of carbon atoms in alcohol and acid remain same. Is this clear? Primary alcohol is oxidized to carboxylic acid having same number of carbon atoms as in alcohol. If I start with alcohol having 2 carbons, I will get acid having 2 carbons. If I start with primary alcohol having 3 carbons, I will get carboxylic acid having 3 carbons and so on. Now, oxidation of secondary alcohol. What happens in case of secondary alcohol? So, secondary alcohol functional group is CHOH group. R, CHOH, R reacts with CrO3, chromic anhydride. It is oxidized and what do we get? Again like previous case, in the first step there is removal of hydrogen from the functional group. So hydrogen of oxygen and one hydrogen of its neighbor carbon. Both are eliminated. They combine with oxygen and byproduct formed is H2O. So double bond is formed between these two, carbon and oxygen. So we get the product as ketone R C double bond O R. So secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone and it is difficult to oxidize ketones. Why? Because here we have to break Cr bond. R is alkyl group, means here we have to break Cc bond. When we wanted to convert aldehyde to carboxylic acid, we have to break CH bond. It is easy to break CH bond as compared to CC bond. So more energy is required to break CC bond. So it is said that ketones are difficult to oxidize and aldehydes are readily oxidized to carboxylic acid. Okay. See example. Secondary alcohol taken here is isopropyl alcohol, CH3, CHOH, CH3 reacts with CrO3 and what do we get? This hydrogen and this hydrogen both are removed. So one valency of carbon and oxygen become free. So they form double bond and we get CH3, C double bond O, CH3. This is not oxidized further because breaking of CC bond is difficult. Okay. So what happened? What happens in secondary alcohol? Secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone. Number of carbon atoms in alcohol and ketone are same. And if we oxidize it further, just I am telling for MCQs, if we oxidize ketone further, then we will get acid having less number of carbon atoms than present in ketone or secondary alcohol. Means this is ketone having 3 carbons. If we forcefully oxidize it, or if we oxidize it by using stronger oxidizing agent, then it will give us one acid having less number of carbon atoms. Here 3 carbons are there. This CC bond will break. So 1 carbon is reduced. So we will get carboxylic acid having formula CH3COOH. Okay, but that reaction is not included in your textbook. We will discuss while solving MCQs. Okay, next. Now tertiary alcohol. We have discussed priority order. It is difficult to oxidize tertiary alcohol. Tertiary alcohol is difficult to oxidize, requires strong oxidizing agent. Now carbon-carbon bond breaks. Carbon-carbon bond breaks. See, in case of oxidation of primary alcohol and secondary alcohol, what was the first step? Addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen. We have removed hydrogen of OH group and hydrogen of carbon. Here also we have removed hydrogen of OH group and hydrogen attached to this carbon. Now in case of tertiary alcohol, oxygen has hydrogen, but the carbon to which that OH group is attached does not have any hydrogen attached to it. Means suppose we have to remove this H, then we have to take H of adjacent carbon, but adjacent carbon doesn't have any hydrogen. It has 3 R groups. Okay, so difficult to oxidize. So in presence of oxidizing agent, first it undergoes dehydration. So this OH and adjacent carbon H eliminated as water. So double bond is formed between these two. We get here double bond. Now it is further oxidized, and we discussed this reaction in 11th standard also. Carbon-carbon double bond, when oxidized, then we have to break both the bonds and give oxygen to each doubly bonded carbon. So if we give oxygen to this, it becomes CH3, C double bond O, CH3, and this CH2 is oxidized to form CO2 and water. And if we further oxidize this, I told you in case of secondary alcohol, it's a ketone, so difficult to oxidize. And if we oxidize this, we will get acetic acid plus CO2 and water. See number of carbon atoms in this. Alcohol contains 4 carbons. This alkene contains 4 carbons. But ketone obtained contains 3 carbons, and the acid obtained have only 2 carbon atoms in it. Means number of carbon atoms are reduced in case of tertiary alcohol. So what's the conclusion? Primary alcohol is oxidized to aldehyde. Aldehyde is oxidized to acid having same number of carbon atoms. Secondary alcohol is oxidized to ketone. It is difficult to oxidize ketone to carboxylic acid. So reaction stops at ketonic state. Number of carbon atoms in both is same. And tertiary alcohols are oxidized to ketone. First oxidation product of alcohol, tertiary alcohol, is ketone and not alkene. It is via alkene. Alkene is not oxidation product. Alkene is obtained by dehydration of this tertiary butyl alcohol. So first oxidation product of tertiary alcohol is also ketone, but that ketone contains less number of carbon atoms. Thus we can use this test to distinguish alcohols. One more very small reaction of alcohols, that is heating with copper, action of metal. It is same like previous reaction which we discussed, that is action of that is oxidation of alcohol. So here also metal, copper is used, less active metal used to oxidize alcohol. See, dehydrogenation in case of primary and secondary alcohol, and dehydration in case of tertiary alcohol. Very simple reaction. If it is RCH2OH, primary alcohol, and heated with copper at 573 Kelvin, then it undergoes dehydrogenation. Hydrogen is removed. Where? From where? From function group. So H of function group and H of carbon. H of carbon, to which this OH group is attached. So we get RCH double bond O plus H2. Okay. Second reaction with secondary alcohol, RCHOHR. It is also heated with copper at 573 Kelvin. Again, this hydrogen and hydrogen of the carbon attached to OH group. So these two hydrogens are removed. So valency of each carbon and oxygen become free. So these two carbon oxygen, they form double bond and we get ketone. So primary alcohol, when heated with copper, we get aldehyde. Secondary alcohol, when heated with copper, we get ketone. Now what happens with tertiary alcohol? So tertiary alcohol is CH3, CH3, CH3OH. One CH3 I have split it as CH2H heated with copper. So there is not oxidation, there is dehydration. Why is it so? See, in these two reactions, what happened? H2 is eliminated. How is it eliminated? H of oxygen and H of carbon. Here H of oxygen, H of this carbon. H of oxygen, but there is no H on this carbon. So it cannot undergo dehydrogenation reaction. Instead, it undergoes dehydration reaction. Means all this group, H of adjacent carbon and OH group, eliminated as water. So valency of these two carbons become free. So these two carbons, they form double bond and we get isobutylene plus water. Okay. So action of copper on alcohol. If alcohol is primary or secondary, then only it undergoes dehydrogenation reaction. And if it is tertiary alcohol, it undergoes dehydration reaction. Primary alcohol, when heated with copper, it gives aldehyde. Secondary alcohol, when heated with copper, it gives ketone. Tertiary alcohol, when heated with copper, it gives us alkene. That's all the reaction part of copper. In the next lecture, we will start reactions of phenol.